Good evening, everybody. We're at the Disneyland Hotel in Anaheim, California, in the convention building, where if you come here and want to see some really groovy artwork, find these stairs. There's Clubhouse. What's it called?
Steakhouse.
Stacy's here tonight too. Getting the camera, darling. Steakhouse 55. Find these escalators and go up to the second floor, and you're going to see. Come on. One of the best kept secrets here at the Disneyland Hotel is the art collection of the Imagineering art that they used to help design Disneyland, Walt Disney's original
Magic Kingdom.
We did this a couple of years ago. It was a 25-minute video. It was very boring. Nobody liked it. Nobody saw it. You can go back and look. It's called the Disneyland Hotel Art Collection. But we're going to go fast here. I want you to see some things that I really love. Over here, dear. Stand here so we can get some scale. Here's a 1954 drawing of, well, now you're in the shot. We just want them to see how large this is. This is a 1954 rendering of Main Street, USA by, I guess that would be, oh, his name escapes me. I'll figure it out and stick it in the notes. Over here we have one of my least favorite drawings in the collection. But I like it because it's huge. This was the Mickey's Toontown. Stand in there so we can show you how big that is. That's about 4 feet by what? 5.5, 6 feet? And that was like a watercolor on, I have no idea what the medium was. Here, so, okay. Over here is a really huge rendering for Splash Mountain by, I want to say, Tony Baxter, but maybe not. It's not his style, but I know he did a lot of the concepts for Splash Mountain. This is about also 4 feet by maybe, what do you say that is? Maybe that's 4.5, 5 feet. This is a big piece of art. My favorite stuff in the collection is the Ivan Earl Fantasyland stuff. Ivan Earl, big artist for Sleeping Beauty. And in 1954, just before he started work on Sleeping Beauty, Walt put him to work at Imagineering, when it was still Wet Enterprises, to do the facades for Fantasyland. And this is the Snow White one. You can see it looks like the Sleeping Beauty style, right?
Yes.
And here's the one for Peter Pan. Now, when these rides opened, they didn't quite look like this, but he gave them the idea that we're gonna make, it was gonna look like a medieval fair, because Fantasyland was going to be behind the Sleeping Beauty castle. Come on down here. Hi, how you doing? Okay. Over here I have another favorite. A rendering of Thunder Mesa. Became Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Tony Baxter came up with the concept for Thunder Mesa, which would have included Big Thunder Mountain and a boat ride through a cowboy boat ride, much like Pirates. It got scaled down, and Clem Hall was tasked with scaling down.
Oh, there he is.
That's Clem Hall's signature. Clem Hall, known also for doing the stretch portraits in the stretch room in the Haunted Mansion. You can see there's leftover remnants of Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. Those were the geysers. They wound up in Thunder Mountain. Here is a, okay, Adventureland. Who played the banjo?
Harper Goff.
Harper Goff presents many of the designs for Adventureland. This is a 1954 drawing for the Jungle Cruise. By the way, I should say the years to give you some time context. This would have been approximately 1974 that this happened. Thunder Mountain being was built and executed in 1979 at Disneyland and 80 in Disney World. Here is a World's Fair era John Hench drawing, possibly the first big Space Mountain drawing that showed what Space Mountain would finally look like. You can see there's an upper concourse here. Tomorrowland was supposed to be a 2-level city of tomorrow, where you would see there's some people mover there, there's people mover up here. This is the Carousel of Progress that looks like drawn the way it wound up looking in Florida. And here's something that a lot of people don't know. Space Mountain originally had, the track would have come outside the cone, so you'd have gone in and out of,
That would have been cool.
That would have been like, very much like the Matterhorn. Did I miss anything? No. How are we doing? 4.5 minutes. We're doing great. Yeah, I thought,
potato people.
yeah, we should say, tomorrow morning, there's a big convention here. A bunch of people from Idaho are going to be here doing, it's the Idaho Potato Commission.
So if you like potatoes.
If you like potatoes, please, we're hashtag the expo because we want you to share those photos. All right. That was the commercial for potatoes. Now back to the art tour. Over here we have a 1957 or 8, no, I guess this would be 1958 rendering of the Matterhorn. Matterhorn opened in 1959 after Walt's trip to Switzerland with Lillian in 1958 to visit the set of Third Man on the Mountain that they were filming, and he made a vacation out of it, and he fell in love with Zermatt, Switzerland, and he said, we need a Matterhorn bobsled ride. And we just rode the Matterhorn and did a video of that, so check this channel for the Matterhorn ride-through. Beautiful drawing. I don't know who did this either. Over here, Colin Campbell's famous rendering of the Haunted Mansion. Come over here. What did they not like about this model of the Haunted Mansion?
It was like run down.
We didn't want anything run down in the park. That's why they took this New Orleans style, and in the real ride in the park, it's a beautiful, pristine mansion. Walt said we would let the ghosts take care of the inside. And they wanted to, oh, this is another one. I'm going fast. The Enchanted Tiki Room was supposed to be a restaurant, right?
Yes.
But after the World's Fair, Walt saw these corporate pavilions making big pavilions with more than one attraction in the pavilion. So here it was a rendering of the Polynesian Garden, which would have featured the Enchanted Tiki Room restaurant, and then out here was the Tahitian Terrace, and look, it bordered up against the Jungle Cruise Lagoon there. And when they built Florida, it was the Sunshine Pavilion. We had the Tiki Room and the Dole Whip Stand, which was not really the Dole Whip Stand, and originally, what was it? Sunshine Tree Terrace, Orange Bird, all that, inspired by this drawing. And I'm going to say this was a John Hench also, because John Hench was tasked with making the initial concepts for Enchanted Tiki. I'm going to go fast over here because I'm not that crazy about this one. Frontierland, it's in the other video. Check that out. Here is a artist unknown. Go stand next to that. That's a huge one. Look at the size of that painting. This is Miracles Through Molecules. Miracles from Molecules, the adventure through inner space. This is the giant, mighty microscope and the cue, and you would have gotten in these. On the Haunted Mansion, we call them doom buggies, but they came here first. Atommobiles, right? This is from, let's see, that ride opened in 67, so this would probably be 1965 or 66. You having fun?
Sure.
Is it boring yet?
No.
Okay, groovy. Here, come along. Oh, look at the size of this. Look at the size of this. Go stand there and give them some scale here. This is a rendering for Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. Here's the temple. Here's Indy showing a little kid that he's got his hand stamped. The railroad's here. Here's a tree that landed on one of the vehicles. And over here you see the world famous Jungle Cruise in this. I don't know who did this either, although I want to say it's Herb Ryman. See this branch? A lot of the Herb Rymans, after he was done with the central focal point, he put the branches in like Bob Ross. Right? It's Your Happy World. Okay, 1956 saw the addition of the Skull Rock Lagoon to the backyard at the Pirate Ship Restaurant. Pirate Ship Restaurant opened in 1955 at the park, of course, but in the back, if you went in the back, there was nothing. This is a model of the Skull Rock Lagoon that was added a year later, and it's no longer there. They tore it down. Over here, look at that, go over there. We have not one, but 3 awesome paintings of Sleeping Beauty Castle. This first one here is a Herbie Ryman. Looks like Herb Ryman's classic painting of the castle, but it's not. I want to say this was redone for the 50th anniversary. They painted this to get a It was sort of like an anniversary edition. Here are the three sisters. Herb Ryman always had the Sisters of Charity in his paintings, and this artist, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty Castle. And then over here is another beautiful painting of the castle. I don't know anything whatsoever about this painting. And this one, I want to say, is a...
it looks like Christmas.
It is Christmas. This was a painting to give an idea of what the Christmas treatment would look like when they started doing Christmas in the 90s in a much bigger scale with a fireworks show for Christmas. That I would say, who am I thinking of? Kim Irvine. This might be Kim Irvine's doing.
No, it's this person.
Oh yeah.
D. I don't know.
No idea.
Looks like Google, but I know it's...
Well, I'm at 11 minutes here, so let's keep going. Almost finished. Almost finished. Okay, so here is another early sketch for the Frontierland waterfront. This would probably be the year before. It's not signed, but it says Wet Enterprises. Again, like 1954. All the drawings began in 1954. Very few, I don't think there's anything from 1953. And of course, if you've been to my house, you're familiar with our Herb Ryman Skyride painting. It's different, this is a larger one than ours, and different colors. What they would do is, they would do the pencil sketch and then photostat them and use marker or watercolors or whatever to try different color schemes and whatnot. So this one has a little bit more vibrant color than the one in our house, which is look more washed out, almost like a parchment. That's in another video too of my art collection. And finally, we have a 1954 Fantasyland courtyard sketch. This one depicting Merlin's Magic Shop, which was there for ages. Now it is the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. We hope you enjoyed this brief, maybe it wasn't brief enough, tour of the second floor art festival. What would you call this? Art gallery? This is where
the ballrooms are.
These are the ballrooms. And if you have an affair, you can come here and have your wedding at the Sleeping Beauty Pavilion. If you notice, there's Sleeping Beauty music being played over the PA, which I'll probably get flagged for. Here, come here.
I want to see who's here tomorrow.
Okay, who's here tomorrow?
Center for Growing Talent at 3:15.
Okay.
Good to remember.
I don't really think it's necessary to remember that, but that's the first floor.
Well, no, so we know that it's going to be busy up here.
Oh yeah, that's why we did this now. And there's a really huge carpet that looks like Sleeping Beauty Castle or Tinkerbell down there. And I think that's about it. Anything you would like to add?
It was very nice. It's a lot of pictures.
It's a lot of pictures. They make them in...
Very big.
We have them in coffee table books, and they use the artwork in all kinds of promotional material. But I think to see them in these large, you know, in the size that they were actually executed in is really interesting. And they're beautiful. I think they belong in museums. They should be displayed. They should be enjoyed. Everybody should get to see them. So that's why we sent a little bit of Anaheim to you in this. I gotta look at these again. These Fantasyland ones are my favorites. They just take me back to my childhood. You know? Mm-hmm. This was the ticket booth. You'd have paid your C coupon here and then gone into the ride, and you would have exited out here. Okay. Everybody, wasn't that fun?
Yes.
Okay. I tried to make a shorter video than last time. The first one was 21 minutes. This one was gonna come in at about 15. If you've made it all the way to the end, please leave a thumbs up and hashtag I made it to the end. Down in the comments, I'd like to know how many people actually went the distance. Now we have to go to dinner in Disney's California Adventure.
Yes.
I'm not gonna make a video over there. Just gonna have dinner. You ready?
Yes.
Come on, let's go. Thank you for joining us. And how should we end this?
I don't know.
We don't know how to end it. Yep, there it is, 15 minutes. Goodbye.